welcome to this edition of Smoking and Baking with tradeMarc. And this evening, I'm going to be making for you a peanut butter cocoa crispy treat. Now, this treat is very easy to make. It's a very great munchy food if you're up late night smoking. It's also a good treat to make with your kids or your grandkids. Easy to make, very inexpensive. And let's get to these ingredients for this peanut butter cocoa crispy treat. The ingredients are as follows. So here are the ingredients that I'm going to be using to make my peanut butter cocoa crispy treats. And the ingredients are as follows. I'm going to be using 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. You can use the peanut butter with the nuts in it if you like. I'm going to be using 2 cups of this CoCo Krispies. This is made by Kellogg's. And this is an essential off-brand Rice Krispie. It's actually called Crispy Rice. And I'm going to be using 4 cups of this. So 4 cups of the Crispy Rice and 2 cups of the Kellogg's CoCo Krispies. I'm going to actually be using 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of water, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 1 cup of Carol Light corn syrup. I'm going to be using 2 cups of milk chocolate. I'm going to be also using some vegetable oil, a sprinkle of salt, some aluminum foil, and I'm going to use that I'm going to make it in an 8x8 cooking pan. Now, if you want your Rice Krispies thinner, you can use a bigger one. I think it's 9x13. You can actually use that. So let's get to it. So right here we have our 8x8 baking pan. I have some aluminum foil. Now I'm going to place it inside the pan. I'm going to make sure it's as tight as possible and just overlap these ends right here. So now I'm going to add my vegetable oil and I'm going to spread it around my pan. Over medium heat, I'm going to add 1 cup of Carol syrup into my pan. I'll stir it a little bit. And now I'm going to add in my 1 cup of white sugar. And I'm going to stir this until this dissolves and get thoroughly mixed. Once it begins to boil, we want to turn our fire off and immediately remove the pot from the fire. Now let's add our creamy peanut butter to the sugar and Carol syrup, and we're going to stir this until it becomes creamy. Once it becomes creamy, we're going to pour the peanut butter mix onto the Rice Krispies. And we're going to stir it until it's all combined. Once it's all combined, we're going to take the crispy treats and put them in our 8x8-inch baking pan, and we're going to gently just flatten it down, not too hard. Make sure it's even and try to make sure we hit our corners really good. So I just took my milk chocolate from out of the microwave. I actually left it in there for 90 seconds, like in 3 increments of 30 seconds. And now it's nice and creamy the way I like it. So let me get this milk chocolate from out here and get it over top of the crispy treats. It's kind of difficult with this spoon. I think I'm going to switch to my spatula. So let me get it. So now I got my spatula and it's much easier to get it from out here. So now that I have all my milk chocolate from out here, let me get the rest of this from off the spoon. So now I'm going to spread it all over my crispy treats. It's just like putting icing on the cake. Just take your time. It might seem like it's not enough, but it's going to be. But if you want to use more chocolate, you can. If you want to use caramel, you can. So this is working out. For me, the 2 cups of chocolate, milk chocolate is enough. But like I said, we want to make sure we get it all over the cake and make sure we get some into the corners. And if you greased your foil down good, it shouldn't have no problem with coming from out here. And after I spread it out, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator like for 1 hour until it cools down. So here's my finished product. Here is tradeMarc's homemade, made from scratch, peanut butter chocolate CoCo crispy treats. I'm about to smash for real, for real. Make sure I save my son some though. But until my next video, be blessed.